Hafaday Amuni Caballero from the Pacific Daily News, and here are top stories from the PDN newsroom.
Foot traffic and spending from the military buildup are keeping hotels and the Guam economy afloat, but other businesses in the tourism sector are worse off with visitor numbers still less than half of what they were pre-pandemic. That's according to discussion from private sector and government experts at a tourism industry recovery forum this week, hosted by the Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association and the Guam Travel and Tourism Association. Long stays by military and construction personnel are likely keeping hotel rooms booked and taxes flowing to the government, Mark Baldega, owner of several Tumon dining and entertainment venues, told the forum on Monday. Baldega helped spearhead a Guam tourism situation report presented to the Guam Visitors Bureau in October, which found that the buildup masked Guam's tourism crisis. GVB in fiscal year 2024 reported visitor numbers were still 46% of what they were before the pandemic, but taxes collected on booked hotel rooms aren't seeing the same steep drop-off. In other news, senators passed 15 bills and 2 resolutions, confirmed Darren Burrier as the new fire chief of the Guam Fire Department, and a host of board nominees late Monday. They also voted but fell short on 3 override attempts. But the final session of the 37th Guam legislature is not quite over yet. Lawmakers are scheduled to reconvene before the end of the month as Rules Committee Chairman Senator Chris Barnett moved to recess until December 30th at 9 a.m. in anticipation of any vetoes from the governor. The final action of the night was the override vote on Governor Lulian Guerrero's veto of Barnett's Bill 185-37, which would require that any new hospital be built in Tamuning at the old Guam Memorial Hospital site at Ypao Point. The override needed 10 votes, but only 8 senators voted in support. Meanwhile, a resolution to censure Senator William Parkinson over a sexually explicit gesture he made in an October emergency session was passed. And finally, Manenggon concentration camp in Zonia has been designated as a National Historic Landmark by Secretary of Interior Deb Haaland, a release from the agency states. Haaland announced the designations of 19 new National Historic Landmarks, and Manenggon concentration camp was one of them. Manenggon was the site where the Japanese military forced thousands of Chamorros to march and stay toward the end of World War II in 1944. Every year, a memorial is held at this site. A member of the group negotiating to take over the lease of the former Guam Raceway Park in Yigo inspected the property on Monday and saw firsthand how bad it has gotten there. "The conditions are terrible. It's heartbreaking to see," said Guam Motorsports Association Vice Chairman John Birch Jr. Birch and representatives from the Chamorro Land Trust Commission conducted a site inspection of the property Monday ahead of subcommittee meetings to draft a proposed lease to present to the full commission at its next meeting in January. "Everything that was up there is ruined. It has to be repaired or torn down. Obviously, a lot of damage was from the storm, but a lot of it was from just vandalism," Birch said. He said the electrical system was completely stripped, glass in the building was cracked, doors are unhinged, locks are broken, and the restroom facilities are destroyed. In other news, Attorney General Douglas Moylan says the governor is putting Guam at risk of losing about $100 million in federal rescue plan money meant to build the new hospital. Moylan issued 2 legal opinions last week, which found the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority did not follow the law when it took a $12.5 million loan from Guadalupe to buy property for a hospital and then condemned 42 acres of land in Manilao. Guadalupe said in a statement that the AG's opinion was simply wrong and based on woefully inadequate analysis of Guam law. There's been radio silence from the administration since then, and the governor was threatening the welfare of the island, Moylan said on the Ray Gibson show on Tuesday. Moylan said a December 31st deadline to obligate all federal ARP money or lose it was approaching. And finally, the Business and Technology Academy Charter School is helping students soar as it marks the inaugural launch of the aviation program, demonstrating the school's commitment to providing students with opportunities to explore high-demand careers. 18 out of 60 students at the BTACS signed up for the aviation program. On Monday, the school hosted a launch event at the island's Flight School Air Services where students participated in hands-on mini workshops, experienced flying in aircraft, and met with aviation professionals. For more of these stories, go to guampdn.com and follow us on social media.